So you've probably been looking at this game and you're like, okay, game's looking nice, gameplay's nice, I see the leveling, but you're like, what's the gear grinding like? Do I have to get speed tune gear? Do I have to fight a wyvern? Do I need to, like, you know, go into a dungeon to fight you know, certain amount of enemies just to get gear that's gonna have crit rate, crit damage, defense, and energy recharge for it all to roll in defense? Look, there's none of that in this game. It's so much less stressful. We got Psychubes, and that's what this video is going to be about today. Talking about how they work, how you can upgrade them, where you go to farm, and everything like that packed into this video. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so I'm going to be using my handy dandy CN account to talk about Psychubes. Psychubes are going to be the equipment that you will be using upgrading. It's going to give you extra stats. It's going to have an extra effect on it, right? It's going to be right here under skills above portrait and resonate. This is going to be where your Psychubes are. You level them, you ascend them to increase their max level, right? There are different rarities of them from 6-star, 5-star, 4-star, and then it goes down like 3-star, 2-star. But the main ones you want to really kind of worry about is at least 4-star and up. You'll be using the 4-star until you get the 5, and then, you know, you'll have 6 for specific characters, right? They do give some really nice stats. I know everything is CN, but let me go ahead and hit a quick translate for you guys. So you'll have attack, life for health. You'll have realistic defense, which is your reality defense, your mental defense, and this one specifically gives a crit rate. So they all have a different I guess you could kind of say like main stat in a way. Like, it's, you know, the symbol here is changing, so they're giving out different stats, but they also have a effect, right? So think of, like, you know, artifact effects or gear set effects, but it's just for one piece, right? It's gonna have a specific effect that it gives. Like, this one gives extra crit damage, right? So that's gonna be that's where it goes with that. Obviously, you're wanting to set Psychubes to specific characters, but honestly, I kind of recommend, like, early on trying to use a more common universal one for your team, because you're really mainly going to be and I'm talking for common play. You're really going to be leveling just only a few characters, right? You're not trying to level a bunch. Now, if you're trying to do a limbo grind, then you're going to be leveling up a bunch of different, you know, characters. But I wanted to show here, when you set your team, you can also set up your Psychubes, and you can get a quick glance at them. But, like, you see what I'm saying? Like, you're using 3 characters at a time, so, like, you know, you're not going to be leveling too many, so don't invest too much into a bunch of Psychubes. Try to, like, you know, go from a 4-star and then replace it with, like, a better one that's a 5-star. You know, you'll have some specific ones, but just, you know, just don't level up everything. Try to keep it condensed to keep that resource, like, kind of there for you. All right, so you're thinking, okay, so where do I get these Psychubes, right? So you do get a Psychube from the first time logging in, from the logins. They give you a Psychube. You also have a stage that you can grind. It's going to be this one here. You do it twice a day. It's going to have 2 charges, the Psychugram analysis. Try to go to the highest you can, and it gives you the currency that you need to go to the Psychube shop. Psychube shop is here. Now, this Psychube shop is going to be really big for you guys, right? So there's no gotcha on Psychubes. There's none of that. You simply just grind this, and then you're able to get your Psychubes that you need. So I was able to grind and get me my first 6-star Psychube. And the first time buy is 30% off. So you see, went from 210 to 300. This is the one that I bought. And you can continue to buy copies for them. For battle pass and different things, you'll get this snake-like thing. This is what's going to help you upgrade them, because the effect of the artifact kind of goes up. So it kind of works like, I was trying to think of the artifacts, I think in Epic 7, to where they kind of upgrade to increase their effect. Or you can kind of think of it like a weapon in Genshin. You know, the more copies you get, it upgrades the effect, right? And so there's 6 stars, there's 5 stars with this other currency here. that you can buy. The 5-star Psychubes are going to be really good, especially like if they have like a specific effect that you're looking for. Like the 6 stars are really great, but again, like you're wanting to fit them for specific builds. Eventually you'll have all of them, you'll get copies of them, and you'll fit them for different characters, right? For different teams, especially if you're doing limbo. But like you really want to focus and hone in on ones that you want, which we'll be going over those soon. But yeah, so you just really want to focus on some. You can get some of the mats from here if you like. There's also different ways to get the mats, but this just helps you upgrade them, right? So I can show you that. So let's go to Psychube. I really don't have leveled. All right, so this is a Psychube, is level 1. Hit this tab right here, you can level it. That's where you're going to use the light bulbs to level a Psychube, and then it's going to hit its max level, and then that's where you use this light bulb thing to upgrade and ascend it, and that's going to increase its effect and also increase its max level, right? You have Amplify. That's where you can increase the effect on it, like I said, with the snake looking thing. It's going to increase the effect on the Psychube. So just kind of make sure that you're, again, not like upgrading a bunch of them, because you want to make sure you have that material to be able to upgrade them. You're not just spreading yourself too thin, right? I've been talking about that a lot, not spreading yourself too thin. So let's go ahead and look at all the Psychubes, and we'll go over the effects for them. All right, guys, so we're going to be using Prydwen. Y'all see me use Prydwen all the time. They're a really great site. They have everything on their site, from skills of the characters, really good tier lists, different guides to use. I really like using them as a resource. It just makes, honestly, my job a lot easier. All right, so we're going to break it down. We'll go kind of like 4-star and up, because that's kind of like the path that you're going to be going, is using 4-star ones, and 5-star, then like, 6-star, right? All right, so first one up is going to be Bow. It's be a real basic one. Increases attack, HP, reality, defense, mental defense, and gives you incantation might. So it's like spell, kind of like your skill damage, but it doesn't have any special effects, right? So that's why you're going to go to like 4 and 5. So you're going to be paying attention kind of to like that main stat, like I was talking about, that it has. So this one's going to be a crit one. This is going to be a really good one early on if you don't have a crit one, and you're waiting to get to the 6-star. It's going to give you crit rate. Its max is going to be 8%, but it's going to help out, especially if you're players who are going to be using like Lilia, Regulus. If you're going to have to start with Eagle, anybody you want to use Covet, this will be helpful for you early on. Meek, it's going to help out with your healers. So if you want to give more healing to your balloon party, if you get Medicine Pocket, DK, La Source, you'll use Meek for them. Navigating, it's damage taken reduction. So there's a couple of characters you can give that to. You can give it to a DK or a healer. You could also give it to a support character, right? To help keep them alive. You could possibly even give it to like Eternity or Centurion, since most people are going to be like soloing with them, especially Eternity. If you just want her to take less damage because they already have good survivability, just kind of stack that on them. Venomous is going to be damage bonus, so that's a character that's not really focusing on crit. It'll give them Venomous for extra damage bonus. So that's the 4-star ones. Real quick, nothing crazy on them. All right, so let's get into the 5-star. And I went through the 4 stars kind of fast because you shouldn't really be focusing on them too much. But a free heart, so this is going to be one about survival, and Prydwen already tags them real quick if you're wondering what they're for. So again, a really good site. So you get your normal stats as usual, and then you have a main stat, and this one's going to be HP, which there are several different characters that scale like their healing or a specific shield. Even one of them scaled their damage. I can't remember his name. It's the 3-star like tank character. He scales his dot damage with HP, right? So this can help give a higher HP pool. And then it has now an amplification. So level 1, when the carry is attacked and is below 50% HP, damage taken is minus 10%. If you max it out, it's gonna be damage taken minus 20%. So this is gonna be really good for a tank character that you're using, or somebody who's taking a lot of damage, right? Maybe if you're using a DPS like Eternity and she's getting kind of beat up, you can help lower her damage, because especially if you're going to have her solo some stages, you have her for that. Anybody who's just taking a lot of damage, maybe you have like a support or a healer that is in a stage that they're really weak to. You can help this here, and then that way they're taking less damage. You can get an extra heal, but it's mainly going to be for like your tank, right? There's other usages, but it's mainly going to be for a tank. An afternoon nap. This is going to be an attack critical one. It's going to give you right off the bat 7% extra crit rate, and it's going to go up to 13. So this is going to be a really good one if you can get it early for like a Regulus, a Lilia, and of course any DPS who crits, but you know, Lilia and Regulus really like that crit rate, so it's going to be good for them. Level 1 Amplification. When the carrier's one target attack scores a critical hit, the carrier gains crit damage plus 3%, stacks up to 4 times. That's going to be huge. It's going to give you 12% extra critical damage for doing a single target attack, right? And then at level 5, it's going to give 3% critical damage that stacks up to 8 times. So that's going to give you a total of 24% crit damage when you level it up. And then if you max it out to 60, it's 13% crit rate. I mean, that's really good. Really, really good for a character, especially if you just don't quite have, you know, a good 6-star one that you want to use. Decode, it's a heal survival one. Its main stat's going to be healing done, and it goes up to 15% at level 60. So this is going to be good for like Balloon Party. It's going to be good for DK, to help out her healing because she doesn't have too much. It's going to really help out like the source, right? It's Amplification. When the carrier is attacked by an ultimate, damage taken minus 10%. So your healer can wear this as well to just not take as much damage, not get bursted down, because you really need your survival characters to live, because they got to keep everybody alive. So you can't have your healer dying before everybody else. So this can really help them out. Now on Her Bright Future, this one, I'm not exactly sure if there's something with the translation. I'll have to see what it looks like in global, because I've tried to look at it in CN. So the easy part is the damage bonus 4%, and then level 60 10%. But this part here, the Nemoris casts the ult. If the Nemoris is in stats up status, Ritual Might plus 10%. I'm not sure. I'm not remembering what the Nemoris is. I'll have to do some research, and then I'll let you guys know down in the comments what this is exactly pertaining to. And then if somebody knows, please correct me. Just let me know, because I cannot quite remember what exactly this is doing. I'm still trying to remember so much of the game, but I can't remember this one exactly. So please help me out. Laughter and Laughter. I actually just got this one for free. Damage taken reduction 4% it starts off with, then goes up to 10%. Amplification. When a round begins, healing done plus 3% for the carrier, stacks up to 4 times. Level 5, when a round begins, healing done plus 3% for the carrier, stacks up 8 times. So this is going to be really good for getting extra healing out. It's kind of the opposite of the other one where it gave extra healing in the other. But it's just going to help buff up healing. So again, you can give this to your healers. A lot of stuff dedicated to survival, guys, because you take a lot of damage in these stages. And there's just going to be some stages where you just have to deal with just taking more damage because you have a weaker type. And so just maximizing the amount of heals you can get out to your characters is really good, especially if you're going to be using like lower rarity characters. They just don't heal as much as 6-star characters, right? The Footloose ultimate might starts at 9%, and level 60 goes up to 15%. So you obviously want to use this on a character who uses their ults a lot. So, you know, there's characters like Centurion, there's characters like, you know, Lilia, like ones who like just have really bursty ults. You want to make sure to use this on them. When the carrier attacks, if the target's HP is above 40%, damage dealt. So this is one for like just bursting them all the way down while they're at high health, and then at level 5 it goes up to 16%. And that's really what it's about. So like Centurion is somebody who wants to focus on getting their ult a lot of times, a lot of rotations. There you go. It's a really good one to help her just keep bursting down. Tomorrow also is going to be an attack critical one. So this was going to give crit damage, so it's really good for a character that has a good innate crit rate. Level 1, it's going to be 11% crit damage, and then level 6 is going to be 20% crit damage. And when the carrier casts an ultimate, critical rate plus 10%. That is huge. That is huge. So after they cast their ult, you're just getting a 10% crit rate at level 5. When the carrier casts an ultimate, crit rate plus 20%. As this is a lot of crit. It's a lot of crit at level 5. Now it's after an ultimate, but again, it's after a character uses their ult. I haven't used this one yet, so I gotta check how long that crit rate buff is up, or like, and I assume it's not permanent. So I gotta check it. See how long it is for turns. But this is a really great one for those characters who love critting, and especially you can rotate their ultimates either way. All right, and so we have Yearning Desire. It's attack 1. Level 1 is going to be 9% for Incantation Might, and then it's going to go to 15% level 60. The Amplification, when the carrier attacks, if the target has a stats down or a negative status, damage dealt plus 8%. So stats down is going to be anything that's like lowering their attack, lowering their defense, anything like that. Negative status is going to be like any status like poison or stuff like that. It's going to amplify the damage, right? So if you're going to do a poison team, this is going to be a really good one for you. Definitely worth investing into. So it's going to help that extra damage. There's several different characters that get up damage from the characters being debuffed. This is going to be a good one for you, right? All right, so that is the 5-star ones. So let's get into the big ones, the big boys, the 6-star Psychubes, right? So first one up is Blasphemer of Night. This is going to be attack 1. Incantation Might. Level 1 is 12%. Level 60 is 18%. And you can see here the base stats is going to be higher. So 6-star ones are going to be really good. Level 1, when the carrier attacks, if the target has 2 or more negative statuses, damage dealt plus 12%. And then at level 5, it's going to go up 24%. So you're getting a 24% damage bonus when this is maxed out, and an 18% incantation might. It's basically an upgrade to the one I just talked about. So this is going to be really good if you're debuffing units on your team. If you have more of a debuffing team, got to get that one. Brave New World. This one here is going to give you ultimate might, 12%. Level 60, 18%. After the carrier casts an ultimate, incantation might of the next incantation plus 20%. So after you cast your ult, the next skill that you cast is going to get an extra 20% damage. Level 5, it's going to get extra 40%. So this is really good for a character that's not exactly a crit character, or maybe they just don't really need the crit damage or anything as much, and they just want straight up power. That you're getting here, 40% extra bonus. But like a character like Charlie, can use it. Different characters like even like in CN, what's her name? 37, can use it. There's different characters. So pay attention to this one for ulting characters. All right, Her Second Life. This is a healing one. It's going to give extra attack. Level 1 is going to be 4%. Level 60 is going to be 10%. Amplification. Level 1, after the carrier casts the mass ultimate. So after they do an AoE ult, HP plus carrier's attack times 32% for all allies. So the heal that it's going to do is going to be based off the attack of your character for all allies. So you got to think of a healer or a support of some that does a mass ult. It's going to get extra healing. So there's many different characters, but this just helps add sustain. Definitely not the one I'd say rush to for your 6-star, but this does help, right? Because there's some really good 5-star options. Not the one I'd say rush to, but it is a good option for sustain if you're just wanting to stay alive. All right, his Bounden Duty is going to be an attack heal one. At level 1, it's going to give you a 6% damage bonus. Level 60 is going to give you a 12%. At the Amplification, for each enemy target get defeated by the carrier, HP plus the carrier's attack times 60. And level 5, it's going to do it times 120%. So what this is saying is after you take out a target, you're going to heal yourself. So this is going to be good if you're wanting to add some extra sustain to your DPS. Maybe you're not wanting to do a lot of healing, right? So you can have your DPS heal themselves, and you already get the damage bonus from the like the main stat on it. So this can be helpful, like if you're mainly like just trying to solo, or you're having to do the duo teams. or again, you're just trying to do straight up damage, it can be helpful for you. All right, Hopscotch. It's gonna be an attack based one. Level 1 is gonna give incantation might 12%. Level 60 is gonna be 18% incantation might. Level 1, for each enemy target defeated by the carrier, ultimate might plus 4% for the carrier, and it stacks up to 4 times. So that's 16% ultimate might after defeating targets. Level 5, for each enemy targeted defeated by the carrier, ultimate might plus 8%, and then it stacks up 4 times. So that's going to be 32% extra ult might. And then you get incantation might. This is gonna be again good for an ult spamming character, but only specific stages, because you have to make sure you have enough enemies to want to maximize the buff. So just when you're getting these, just make sure you are, you know, careful of that, because like there are some fights that is just literally just a couple enemies and you wouldn't be able to maximize this. So, you know, just think about that before you get it. The Inquisitive Deer. So this is going to give at level 1 12% healing done, level 60 18%. Amplification, when the carrier casts a basic incantation debuff, HP plus the carrier's attack times 24% for the ally with the lowest HP percentage, only triggers 1 time per round. So if you have a healer or even a debuffer that does a basic debuff, then they're able to help out heal. So if you're needing a little bit extra healing, but you're not necessarily wanting to bring a, like, you know, healer, this can help out kind of for like specific things. If you're really just trying to maximize, like, I guess you'd say damage, you're not really using that crazy of a healer, right? You can go with this option here. I haven't really seen a usage where I need it or would need it, but it could be something possibly in the future with a specific team, right? Because it can fit somebody, but it's not necessarily the craziest one I've seen. All right, Thunderous Applause. This is a really good one. So level 1 crit rate is 10%. Level 60 crit rate is 16%. Amplification, when the carrier's 1 target attack scores a critical hit, crit damage plus 16%. Amplification, when the carrier's 1 target attack scores a critical hit, crit damage plus 32%. So if you're a Lilia gamer, this is the one. This is the one you're going for. It's giving you a bunch of crit rate, and she's a single target user, and so it's going to up the crit damage on that single target attack. So anybody that you use that is single target, this is going to be the one for you. All right, guys, so that is all of the Psychubes. Went through them all. So what Prydwen did, which is really, really nice, I'm going to show you this to you guys because it's really cool. They made a cheat sheet to help you out if you're wondering who the Psychubes are going to go for. So they're kind of giving you some good options. I'm not going to, like, you know, go through and talk about like why, and they'll eventually be adding comments to it. Do check this out. It's a Psychube cheat sheet. That way you don't really have to do a lot of guesswork if you're just unsure. They're going through the 6-star and the 5 stars because those are the ones that are the most investment to characters. So do check it out. They have all the characters that are going to be here for global, right? They don't have any information on the other ones. They have everything for characters that are in global. Do check it out. I mean, they got everything down to the 2-star characters. They got Door, bro. Like, so go ahead. Now there's a couple they don't, but yeah, so check it out. It can help you out. But guys, this video, I hope it's been helpful to you. I hope you get everything that you need out of it. The Psychubes can be really nice for taking your characters to the next level. It gives a lot of good base stats. Gives that good main stat to help out, like crit damage, extra healing and stuff. So make sure you're paying attention to them. Make sure you're doing your daily stage to get those 2 uses done. That way you can increase your Psychube shop. But if this video was helpful, please like it. Comment down below if I missed anything. If I got something wrong, please help me out. And then sub to the channel to get more R99 content. Check out the Discord. We're in there. We're getting some new people. We've been talking about a lot of stuff. Make sure to do that. And just have a good time playing the game because I'm really loving it. Loving it. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. You lucky gamers, have a good one. Lucky Lucks out.